What's up everybody? Welcome to the Stocks channel. My name is Cory, and today in the stock market we did see the Dow Jones leading the way yet again, closing at a brand new all-time high. The S&P 500 was up slightly, but the tech sector and the Nasdaq 100 were down. What should you expect moving forward in the stock market? First up, let's take a look at the S&P 500 SPY ETF. So let's crack open this chart and see what's going on in the stock market today. Alright, so on the SPY ETF, we did go pretty much nowhere today, closing up 0.02%. But that doesn't tell the full story because the price action did gap down in the morning, and intraday we were starting to look like we wanted to sell off. However, because this market is so bullish, we did see buyers step in and buy up that dip, and we did close back above the 5 EMA for yet another day in a row. So the price action is still bullish because we're still trading over this positive sloping 5 EMA, and the trend is still bullish because we still have all these moving averages stacked to the bull side. So as you know, the price target is above at 393. And we do need to break and close over that level before we can start saying that we're likely going to head to the next price target up here at 404. So keep watching that 393 level very closely because I don't want you to get too comfortable just thinking that we're going to go up to 404. We still need to get a couple closes over 393 to confirm that we're going to that 404 level. So right now it's looking really good, and it looks like we should have no trouble testing that 393 price target yet again tomorrow. So with this strong bullish trend, don't forget that this is a strong bull market and there's going to be a lot of people buying the dip. So I still don't want you trying to call a top, and I don't want you trying to short this market because it's not the right market you want to be shorting. So still look for those long trades and still look for the buying the dip opportunities on really good quality stocks, and that's how you're going to profit in this market. So you know the price targets, but if we do see volatility and selling, I want you to also be aware of the support levels. So watch the 13 EMA down here around 388, the 20 simple moving average at 385, and then the strong support level down here around 381. Remember, in a strong bull market like this, we're likely going to see strong support around that 20 simple moving average. So if we do start breaking and closing below that level, that will be our first indication that something could be shifting in this bull market. So continue to stay disciplined in this market and don't be greedy at these levels. Don't be afraid to lock in your profits and have cash ready just in case we do see selling. You could put that cash to work at lower prices. This market is still volatile and you're constantly going to get buying opportunities. You just have to have that cash ready to go. On the Nasdaq 100 QQQ's ETF, we had a much more volatile day, and at one point we were trading below the 13 EMA. As you can tell, we did close just below the 5 EMA. Even though we did go down negative 0.48%, it was still a relatively good day for the tech sector, which saw all of the selling today. You can see we still have a strong bull trend, and it does look like the price action wants to continue to start heading back up towards this price target at 338. If we can get a couple days closing over 338, the next price target above is going to be 342. Strong support levels on the QQQs are going to be the 13 EMA around 331, the 20 simple moving average around 328, and then this other strong support level that we have here at 326. Just like with the S&P 500, pay close attention to this 20 simple moving average. That's usually the key momentum indicator in a bull run, and as long as we're trading above that 20 simple moving average with this bullish trend, you still want to be in a buy the dip mode, but you want to wait and you want to be patient for dips on quality stocks. We'll get into that more when we look at Apple and Amazon later, but just know that you want to have cash available because there is great buying opportunity still in this market. On the Dow Jones, we did see the most bullish day of all three indices, going up 0.32%, and that's another closing all-time high. You can see we're well above the 5 EMA, and we definitely have a strong bull trend, and we're still closing over this support level at 312. So the price target on the Dow Jones is all the way up here at 327, and it definitely looks like we're trending towards that level. So the Dow has been looking very bullish lately, and this is the second day in a row that it's outperformed both the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100. So it definitely looks like there's some sort of shift and some sort of rotation going on, with a lot more money coming into the Dow Jones and a lot less selling. So strong support levels on the Dow are going to be down here at 312 and the 20 simple moving average at 310. On the ARK ETF, we also had a volatile day, and at one point we were trading down at that 20 simple moving average. As you know, because I've said it on the other indices, that is the strong support level you want to watch in bull markets. So you can see we got down, tagged the 20 simple moving average, and we saw a lot of buyers step in, and we closed all the way back over top of the 13 EMA. So that just shows how strong this bull market is, because a dip like that just got absolutely eaten up by the bulls, and we closed way higher for the day. We're still trading over the 13 EMA with a strong bull trend, and the price targets above I want you to pay attention to are at 156 and 160. Strong support levels are going to be that 20 simple moving average at 148 and then this other support level down here, which is also a gap close at 142. Next up is the VIX, which is our fear indicator, and we did see the VIX going barely up today, only going up 0.19%. We're still trading below resistance at 21.6, and we still have a bearish trend, and it does look like the VIX wants to continue to start trending back down towards 20. Remember, if we close below 20 on the VIX, that's going to be extremely bullish, and we're going to see a lot of money come back into this market, and we're likely just going to continue to go up another leg higher. However, right now we're still trading over 20, so we'll play it day by day and just continue to watch that level. If you do see the VIX continue to rise from these levels, however, and we do break over that resistance level, you could expect to see a lot more volatility and possibly more selling in this market. However, right now everything looks bullish, and you can see there's not a ton of fear coming into the market today because the VIX is still trading around 21.5. On the US dollar, we did see some strength today, and we did get a close over top of that 50 EMA. However, we're still below resistance at 91, so we just need to continue to watch the dollar. We still have a bear trend on the dollar. Even though this is a bounce, it's still a bearish trend, and there's still a lot of downward momentum pushing on the US dollar. So we'll continue to watch the dollar very closely, and don't forget that a weak dollar is a strong stock market, so if we do see the dollar continue to trend down, that will be bullish for stocks. On gold, we're all the way back down to support at 1776, and we're likely going to see a strong bounce off of this level. So if we do get a bounce off of gold at this level, the price target you want to watch for above is at 1826. If we break down below this level, however, there is another support level much lower down around 1746. So watch gold very closely because it has been very volatile and it has been seeing a lot of selling. And as you'll see on silver, gold is underperforming silver. Even though silver continues to go higher, we continue to see weakness in the gold market. So on silver, even though we did have selling today, you can see that we're still in a bull trend and we're well above the lower support levels that we see on gold. So silver looks like it could find support right around that 20 simple moving average at 26.8 or this support level below at 26.5. The price targets above on silver are still 27.5. and a break and close over that should bring us back up to $29. On Bitcoin, we saw a very bullish day and we're up about 6% right now, and it looks like we're well on our way towards getting to my price target at 54,700. Go ahead and round that up to 55,000 since Bitcoin loves round numbers, and it does look like we should have no trouble with this bullish trend and this bullish price action getting to that price target as soon as tomorrow. Now, if we break and close over that level, I will give a new price target, and don't forget it's very likely that Bitcoin could go into a correction at any point right now. This is a fifth wave on Bitcoin, and it could go much higher, so I'm not trying to call a top, but you have to be prepared for anything in the crypto market because it could be very volatile when it does decide to sell off. Next up is Amazon, and Amazon looked really bullish today, actually going up 1.2% on a day that the Nasdaq 100 was red and we saw selling. So Amazon looks like it's getting ready for a big move, and as you can see, it is poking its head out of this breakout, and it is looking like it wants to break out and run. There's a couple of resistance levels that we need to continue to clear through to start running, which are 3,300 and 3,320. If we can get a close over 3,320, Amazon should start running towards 3,440 and no problem. There's very little resistance above this 3,320 level, so if we can start breaking over that level, it's going to be a buy the dip stock, and I think Amazon could be a very strong runner at these levels. We've been in a very long sideways tight consolidation pattern on Amazon, and if it does break out to the upside, it's going to have a lot of momentum and a lot of energy, and it can go much higher. So watch those breakout levels very closely, and as far as support goes, the strongest support is going to be around the 50 EMA, right around 3240. On Apple stock, we did see a lot of selling today, going down negative 1.76%. Now that's not very surprising because we did see selling in the tech sector, and that's why Amazon was so surprising today, going up when a lot of these tech stocks were actually getting sold off. We did see Apple find support right around the 50 EMA, which is right around $131. There's a gap above, and I do think Apple should have no trouble filling that gap, which is right around 133. If we continue to see selling in Apple though, there is a support level I want you to watch down here around 127. So Apple could really go either direction here because we only have 1 day of price action. We don't know if this 50 EMA is going to hold up as support until we get a confirmation bounce. So watch Apple very closely tomorrow because it's either going to bounce with a lot of force or it's going to continue to sell off, and it could be a great buying opportunity down here at 127. On the financial sector, we're still looking very bullish, going up 0.5% and still trading over the 5 EMA with a very strong bull trend. On the industrial sector, we're still trading over the 5 EMA with a strong bull trend, but we did see a little bit of selling today, but it's nothing that cancels out how bullish this chart is. So industrials are still looking bullish, and they look like they want to continue to go higher. On healthcare, we went up about 0.36%, and we're back to closing over top of all of the moving averages. It looks like there's a strong support level building up here, and it looks like healthcare could be getting ready to run very soon back into another bull market. So going back to the S&P 500, you could still see that we have bullish sectors across the board, even though we did see a weak tech sector today. I never expect the tech sector to stay beaten up for long because there's a lot of blue chip names in there that people love to buy the dip on. So look for tech to regain its strength as early as tomorrow and watch for the S&P 500 to start heading back up to new all-time highs. You can see we still have a very strong bull trend and the price action is confirming the trend because we continue to close over top of the 5 EMA. The VIX is still low, which means low fear, which is the perfect environment for new all-time highs. So continue to watch the price target above at 393, and if we can close over 393, it does look like we're well on our way to 404. So if you haven't already, come check us out at the Stocks Channel Discord. We're a disciplined and profitable trading community, and we're absolutely crushing this market. You can find out how to join the Discord server by clicking on the link in the description of this video. So next up, let's take a look at the Stocks Channel Hot Stocks. Welcome to Hot Stocks. First up, I want to announce that there will be a brand new hot stock coming to YouTube next week. If you're a Discord member, you should already know what it is because I'm giving it to my Discord members first. Alright, first up, let's take a look at Tesla stock, and we did see Tesla inching up 0.24% today. That's another price action close over this 792 level, which does look like it's going to try to hold up as support. We did see 792 hold up around support back here on January 29th, and it's also one of our previous price targets. Intraday, it did look like we were going to try to come down here and tag this 50 EMA as support, but we did see buyers step in before we got down to that $753 level. So this doesn't mean that Tesla's completely out of the water, and it could still see more selling tomorrow, so continue to watch this 50 EMA as possible support, which is going to be somewhere around the 750s. Also keep in mind that if we do get a price action close below 793, that will be a lower low on the daily chart, and that is not a bullish indication. You don't want to see lower lows and lower highs because that is what defines a downtrend and could also define a bear market. Don't forget that I did have Tesla finishing out a fifth wave, so if it forms a lower low and starts breaking down below the 50 EMA, that is definitely going to bring in a lot of short sellers and this stock could go much lower. So these are going to be extremely critical support levels around 750 and 792. So watch those levels very, very closely. As far as resistance levels go, there's now a lot of resistance above because all of these moving averages are resistance, and we also have a negative sloping 20 simple moving average. So technically speaking, this is not a bullish chart any longer. Therefore, if you're not in Tesla for the long haul, I want you to walk away from it and stop trying to trade it. There's a lot of bearish momentum, and it's not a stock that's just going to do what you're used to seeing where it goes up 10% in a day. That stock is long gone, and as you're seeing from the chart, it's showing a lot of weakness. I also don't suggest short selling it because you're just going to lose a lot of money if the stock goes sideways. Now there's going to be resistance at the 20 simple moving average around 840 and the previous price targets at 859. So there is a ton of resistance above and there's very critical support levels below. So if you're not a great trader or you're not in the stock for the long haul, just walk away from it. Next up is NIO stock, and we saw NIO going down negative 3.22%. And don't forget that I also had NIO finishing out a fifth wave, and it does look like we possibly could have seen the top around 65. So on NIO, I want you to get out completely if we close below 55, and we're likely going to try to test support around the 50 EMA around 54. Now, just like with Tesla, if we break below the 50 EMA and we break out below 55, that is a daily lower low, and we also have daily lower highs. So all of these EV stocks that we've been following that used to be hot ain't so hot anymore, and I don't want you treating them like they used to be because they don't have the same amount of momentum and they don't have the same amount of buyers stepping into these stocks anymore. So both of these stocks are likely no longer going to be on hot stocks because we are finishing out this fifth wave and we're going to see somewhat of a correction in a bear market in the next few months. Next up is Palantir stock, and we see Palantir continuing the sell-off today, going down negative 2.73%. You can see Palantir is closing below the 50 EMA, so it looks like it's well on its way to the support level around 21.6. If that level breaks down, we can go much lower, and we will see prices around $23 if Palantir breaks below 25. So this stock is definitely looking technically beaten up and bearish, and we could definitely see some bearish trending building up with some bearish price action. So just like I said with Tesla and NIO, this stock isn't so hot anymore, and you don't want to be caught on the wrong side of the trade. So be very critical of your entry points, and if you get in this stock and you're in it for the long run, then you're fine. But if you're looking for short-term trades, these might not be the best stocks for you to be trying to trade right now because there could be a lot of downside momentum coming in the very near future. Next up is Snow stock, and we saw Snow going down negative 1.96%, and that was a price action close below the 20 simple moving average. Now on Snow, there is some support levels in here around 288 and 285, and you can see that those did hold up today, and we did bounce and close a little bit higher for the day. However, if we do start closing below 285, it's very likely that we could come all the way back down and test support around 266. As you can tell from the trend, Snow is looking relatively neutral at these levels, and we would need to see the price action start bouncing off of this level soon to start showing a bullish chart yet again. We need to get back over the 50 EMA at 295, and there will be resistance at the previous price target at 304. So watch 304 for resistance, 325, and if we could get over there, we're well on our way to our price target at 350. If you remember when Zoom was a hot stock, it's very normal for a stock to cool off after we have this first initial impulsive wave. It takes time for the stock to cool off, consolidate its recent run before it can get ready for another leg higher. So on Snow, if you're still bullish, you're waiting for a pattern to play out like this, and this is the best time to start buying and accumulating before the next leg higher. Just like I said, if you followed on Zoom, you should know exactly what I'm talking about with this pattern because you saw that long consolidation and that cool off period before we ran up to the price target on Zoom as well. Next up is Facebook stock, and at this point, let's go ahead and just call it a hot stock because we're probably going to continue to cover it until it hits my price targets. We did see Facebook going down about negative 1.5%, but we're still trading over top of the 5 EMA, and we definitely have bullish trending building up. So Facebook has a lot of momentum in the bullish direction, and the price targets I want you to watch are at 277 and 281. It is possible Facebook gets all the way up to 287, but we have to get through these first two price targets first. You can see that we did continue to find support at the 50 EMA and the 20 simple moving average right around 270, and that's showing that a lot of buyers are stepping in and buying up the dip, and you can definitely see some bullish trending building up. So Facebook's looking really good, and I think Facebook will start to run. And once it starts to run, it's going to be a buy the dip stock that you can trade all the way up to 287. So don't forget, next week there will be a brand new hot stock that I'm trying to bring to you on the ground level. If you're a Discord member, you already know about it. And if you're not a Discord member, consider coming to check us out. I give hot stock buy levels daily on the Stocks Channel Discord. So if that interests you, you can find out how to join the Discord server by clicking on the link in the description of this video. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you're crushing this market and making a ton of money. And as always, I will see you in the next episode.